Hey everyone, Dale Moreau here, founder of DaleMoreau.net and also founder of Dale Moreau Coaching. Now, how many of us want our potential customers and prospects to activate their sales alarm when we come along? Well, I would think most of us would not. Now, there are words to avoid when talking to prospects that make us look like salesmen. When we talk like a salesman, they immediately set up barriers. Now, there are words to avoid and there are words that kill, and they not only activate the prospect sales alarm, they also do the following. They start feeling negative about everything we say. They become skeptical of our facts and our benefits. They feel like everything we say is too good to be true, and they feel like we have an agenda just to sell them something. And they fear that we're just trying to make money off of them. They remember that their parents told them that salesmen will always lie to you. They want to close down mentally and protect their money. They begin to feel that we are untrustworthy, and they get scared because they don't want to change. And all these things just get worse. Now, words to avoid in sales and words to avoid in your network marketing business are all the same. They shut down the mind of our prospects so that they can't hear our message. Now, if our potential prospects hear our messages, they can determine if our message will serve them or not, and we don't have to be a salesman and we don't have to manipulate their decision. All we have to do is deliver our message in a way that gets inside their heads, and then they can decide if our offer is something that will serve their needs. Now, words to avoid and phrases that kill in network marketing are words and phrases that sound like a salesman and look like a salesman and act like a salesman. Unfortunately, we do things to sabotage our own message. So let's get started and see what we can do to actually get the listeners to not think of us as salesmen, but to look upon us as someone who is after and want to serve their needs. Well, the first thing we need to avoid is things like "I want to come over to talk to you." Now, avoid this at all costs. Let's say that you have imagine your daughter is getting married, and you telephone your neighbors to invite them to the wedding, and you say, "I want to come over to talk to you. When is a good time? I need about 30 minutes." Well, your neighbor replies, "What's this all about?" And you answer, "I can't tell you. I have to talk to you and show you this in person." Well, what are your neighbors thinking? They're thinking something smells. This is not how you ordinarily talk. And they feel a sales pitch approaching. Well, if you wanted to invite them to your neighbor's wedding and they asked the purpose of the visit, what would you normally say to the people? Well, normal people would say, "I want to tell you about my granddaughter's or my daughter's wedding and invite you to come." In fact, the mystery approach is words to avoid, and it refuses to give details and sounds also weird. But it gets worse. We bring a flip chart and a 30-minute power presentation about the reasons for why our daughter's wedding is the best and why our neighbors are obligated to attend. Now, that's weird as steel, right? Well, this is not how we talk to friends, and it's not how we should introduce network marketing to our neighbors and to our friends. So, yes, we can make matters worse by perusing or pressuring and forcing our neighbors to commit to attending our daughter's wedding. Another word to avoid is breakthrough. Now, want to trigger a salesman alarm even faster? Just use that word breakthrough, and the word breakthrough is a word that will actually break down the mental processes of the prospect and get them to shut down about what we have to say. Now, listen to this sentence. Our company has developed a breakthrough product that, and then we can add sort of a benefit. Well, don't you feel the sales alarm? In fact, breakthrough is one of those overused words and no longer is the cool words to say. Now, other words to avoid are unique, are endorsed and recommended by an out of work movie star. Higher quality, trademark, patent, copyrighted. How about revolutionary? Never been done before, game changer, most awesome. And the list can go on and on. Well, you get basically the idea. We say things such as this incredible once in a lifetime miracle product was personally formulated by our almost Pulitzer Prize winning scientist who is part of a team that discovered something wonderful in the past. Well, it sounds good to us, but our listeners are shaking their heads no. Now, we only talk about our products instead of what our products can do for our prospects and customers. And words to avoid and sound like a salesman should follow this principle. Salesmen only talk about their products. They talk about the milligrams of their components of the vitamins. They describe how this skincare product penetrates through 1,600 layers of skin. They describe the unique booking engine that the travel services use to get a discount on hotel rooms. So, what should we say and how can we avoid talking about our products? Instead of describing our products, we will describe what our products do. We will describe the experience that our listeners want. So, let's look at a couple of examples. Talk about discount travel. Well, here's the salesman approach to that. When you book your travel through our online search engine, we send a request to the 32 most popular competing search engines and aggregate the results. Now, through our massive buying power, we negotiate the lowest commission rates so that we can pass on the savings to you. Well, because the salesman described this wonderful product, his audience felt like a salesman alarm ringing off. So let's look at a different approach. We will simply describe the ultimate benefit to our listeners. When you use our travel service, you arrive at your chosen hotel. When you check in, you notice that your bill is $85 less than what you expected. So you decide to use that savings to go out with a nice dinner for your spouse, where our audience sees the movie inside their heads. They visualized taking their spouses out to a nice dinner while still staying within their vacation budget. Now, is our audience sounding like a sales alarm? No. They're thinking about that dinner, a quiet evening with the spouse enjoying their favorite food. How about one for nutrition? Well, here's the salesman approach. We have the exclusive rights to a proprietary formula with the main component found 300 feet below an active volcano that is mined by Tasmanian devils. Over 200 independent studies prove this to be the most powerful mineral element and unique formulation known to mankind. This has never been done before, and we're the only company that's ever had this kind of miracle product. That is the next best thing. Well, what do? We kind of groan at that. Well, how about this one? This is how we could actually reword it and say this. When you take our vitamins, you won't worry about that 2 p.m. energy slump. Instead, you will feel like finishing your products and work quickly. Why? So you can go home early from work and have fun with your family. Life is so much better when you have more energy. Well, now potential customers care about the results much more than they care about technical ingredient reports and sales words and phrases. Good phrases to use are benefits that describe the experience of the product. Well, what if we forget and start talking like a salesman? So what can we do to actually change the actual complication of those words when we start using them into something that is useful? Well, it does happen that we can almost inevitably get into trouble talking complicated terms. Well, if we add the word which means, we can actually turn that salesman talk into something more appealing. In fact, all natural and organic, which means you won't be eating any chemicals in your food bars. Smart rate, which means every month we look for the lowest rate. We guarantee you will save money. Dermal absorption ionic transfer, which means our moisturizer goes into the skin, not just on top the skin. So words to avoid are those words that sound too salesy. So be direct, honest, and simple. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, leave a comment for me in the comments section by tapping the link below. And don't forget to leave a comment for me in my Facebook page. And I'll see you all on the better side of success.